Hello and welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons, and occasionally have to miss sessions because, like, sometimes our bodies just hate us, which is why we are absent to Darwin. Uh, Previously, the Cupcake Coterie were heading in the general direction of Cragvere. Uh, they would probably be a little further along than they are right now if it hadn't been for some slight oops when they ran into the former drow, now kobold city. That kind of got away from everybody, but they managed, picked up a few shiny bits and pieces regardless, and are now trying to equip themselves better for uh, in case of the potential for further misfortune. Uh, they've been to Belarus, which got them some information that something's going on in the southern lands. And Hjaal Fortinbras will be very interested to know where his scouts to Cragvere went off to, because they haven't been back yet, and they should have been. They went through Agraf, and they went to effectively an Izatling junk shop. Because it's them, of course they did. They got some useful shit, though. There's the panic button bracelets, which was kind of hilarious. And then there's bits, which is Clarity's own personal. But mostly they were there for jugs of infinite water because, if nothing else, there's been some issues with the wood elf settlement in the Elven Wild being repeatedly set on fire. And of course, when you're up in a tree and there's drow down there, you probably don't want to get down too often. So, potable water and enough water to put out fires, probably a great idea. So, they did turn up in the Elven Wild after quick flight taco night, only to find out that the Marsh Witch, the archfey that lives around the area, has been kind of making herself a regular visitor. And she is currently having tea with the elder, who is who you need to speak to anyway. So yeah, Ryland's cousins and just about everybody else are panicking, but at the very least, nothing appears to be on fire. So when we left off, it was them explaining, no, when we say she's here for tea, she's here now. She has been here a few times, but she is here now.
I mean, didn't she say something about wanting company when we first met her?
Look, I wasn't there when I just know that all of a sudden there's this little potato lady talking about the otter adventurers, and I didn't hear all of that story, but I heard enough of it to be a little bit concerned. To remind, those are the Agraffian adventurers who decided to try to study her and were turned into otters some decades at minimum ago.
Yeah, we've heard about those.
Yeah, she's terrifying and keeps saying something about Newt Army.
This is a thing she has expressed that she wants to do, yes.
I don't want to be a Newt!
Well, yeah, you're not going to be the ones she's trying to turn into newts.
She didn't specify! How are you so calm about this? You were this little nervous twink when you left.
Ryland's gotten used to us.
How?
Mm.
By force, kind of?
Exposure?
I'm sure I've made a list somewhere.
I mean, we freaked you out, and yet you're completely chill about this bunch of weirdos and the potato archfey.
Well, yeah, that's because my scale for what is weird in the world has drastically changed.
I'm not sure whether this has been good for you or you're just a prime example of why we should never leave the Elven Wild, ever.
Two things can be true at once.
I'm not sure I ever want to get used to some of this. No offense, I'm sure you're lovely people, but you're like walking anxiety attacks. Not for yourselves, for other people.
Hmm.
I can't disagree, actually.
And yet, I guess they've been good for you, so that's okay. But yeah, like I said, the elder is with the marsh witch, and she's. We keep feeding her what sweets we have, which isn't much. But she does let us harvest things from her pond, which her pond is weird. We just kind of try not to do that because it means she decides, hey, I'll clear a path, and she made a bridge once. I'm not entirely sure, but
I just knew.
I mean, it was temporary. It was kind of see-through. It was an interesting shade of pink, and a chip came out of it, and one of the kids licked it because kids be like that. And apparently, it tastes like strawberries.
Yeah, that checks out. She likes sweets. This makes sense.
One cousin is just head in hands. The other one is sort of softly banging their head against the nearest wall.
If you want something other than that to think about, we have more backup. Like supplies and stuff.
Okay, because yeah, backup and supplies are two entirely different things.
Two different things, yes.
I didn't think you guys were gonna stay here. But I suppose theoretically we have the marsh witch, and nothing's been on fire for a couple of days, so that's something.
That's a relief.
We don't expect it to last, but we'll take what we can get.
Well, she seems very intent on protecting her territory, so.
So we're her territory now? And Alice is just, you're her pets now. I'd love to disagree with that, but she's a fucking archfey. Exactly. Anyway, look, what we brought is we figured water would be an issue, especially if things start being on fire again. So we brought infinite water jugs, and I mean, if food is required, we got food. We have so much food.
Also mayonnaise.
Out of character, you bought the one that No, I'm pretty sure I said that the one that did the mayonnaise was out of commission and was not purchasable.
Are they only water jugs? Because I seem to remember they also do mayonnaise.
No, it was only, from what you guys were telling me, there was only one that did mayonnaise, and it wasn't on sale.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
I'm just remembering from Critical Role where Grog
yes,
just,
yes, I remember, but no, in this case it was somebody hacked the infinite water jug to do fountains of mayonnaise for a water fight. That was the whole deal. So yes, it was. So you've got clarity going. We were going to get the one with the mayonnaise, but apparently they took that out of commission.
They wouldn't let us buy it though, because apparently it's defective.
Modified
Who
overly
need
extensively, wasn't it?
actually, in all fairness, up here, sorry, I have to ask this. What the fuck is mayonnaise?
It's got egg in it and oil.
And spices, I think, right?
Yeah, some seasonings.
It's a condiment used to add mostly a taste of richness to various foods.
You guys
Good
eat.
on sandwiches.
You guys eat real weird. Okay, I'll pretend that makes sense because it clearly does to you. Out of character, this explains so much about Rylan when you first met them. So you said you wanted to talk to the elder. Just know that the marsh witch is in there. Oh, good. At
I
least
don't
somebody's going to enjoy
think-
this.
I don't think that's an issue.
Alice says just quietly to Ava, it's not an issue for us. It's kind of an issue for them. They're not used to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I meant more if we had to discuss stuff.
You know, normally I'd be a little annoyed at being talked about like I'm not here, but in this case, no, that's fair. You know the way to the elder's tent. They'll be able to tell you where to put anything you've brought. We're just patrolling and trying to kind of keep away from the elder's tent. Sorry, when she turned up with the big feathered snake form thing was just, yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
We know she can turn into that now, so we might be slightly nervous.
That's fair.
Between that and the Otter Adventurers and the Newt Army. And she's just so fucking cheerful about it.
I mean, she doesn't like
Be
otters.
glad you got the cheerful kind. There's the scary kind who are just outright unhinged
I'm sorry.
and or malicious.
Yeah, that's the word you're looking for, because scary and unhinged can be cute too.
True.
I'll say
Yeah, good point.
I'll say quietly to Hazel, X-Ref, your girlfriend.
Again, that's why I said good point.
Yeah, the cousins get back to patrolling, and I assume you head in the general direction of the elder's tent.
Mhm.
The elder is taking this with good grace, but there's the marsh witch in her little podling potato-shaped form. The cup of tea that's sized for average humanoid, so kind of big for her. Oh, hello. You have come back.
Mhm.
The elder looks over at Rylan, and the expression really is just very subtle. I don't know how you deal with this, but kudos for being able to. We weren't expecting a visit from you for a little while. As I recall, you had other places to be.
And that is somewhat still true, but we wanted to provide some extra supplies in the meantime. Infinite water jugs to put out the fires if need be, different ways to make things a little bit easier with the constant attacks.
Marsh witches. Actually, having water at all is going to be a good thing. I have been bringing some from the pond, but it has to be boiled before the drinking, in very specific pots, because my pond is kind of magical, you see. And drinking directly from it or pouring it directly onto a setting, it might have some effects. You should see the north wall. It is very interesting now.
I will make note of that.
Also, part of the reason we were also here is because, thanks at least in part to your new association with your nearest neighbor, I understand that you have different ways and different materials to make potions out of. We're very much looking for fire resistance kinds of situations. Um, we have a couple of things, but fire resistance was in great demand elsewhere. So we were kind of hoping that if you could spare anything, particularly given that things are being set on fire over here, maybe you could spare one or two. I don't know. A lot of us have means to be fire resistant or just are naturally, but every little helps. I think that we can spare a couple. We are trying to keep them for the bucket or pitcher now, I suppose, brigades. But how many do you need? These ones, they last an hour? I mean, I've got the fire giant strength thing, so I'm okay. Barnabas, yeah,
My armor's already fire resistant.
yeah. Ava's armor,
good.
Barnabas's tattoo, Ree's armor. Is given it's been so long without clarifying, yeah, it's just straight up resistance. Does not have to be from dragons. Clarity, natural resistance.
Hmm.
So that's predominantly Cherie, Hazel, and Rylan.
And me, yeah.
So
Melvin?
Doesn't Ben have a?
I
I
don't.
think he had a fire resistant something.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
I mean, there used to be a cloak, but I kind of forgot about it in a pile of stuff that I gave to Zana, and that's when she made Frosa's gloves. So used to, but not anymore.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, four or
Four then?
multiples, multiples of four. I mean, also keep in mind, this is more a Sheree thing. Keep in mind that there are a couple of us who do have a tendency to stay as far away from the fight as possible.
Mhm.
We might, I mean, you've already got, so we're not
Yeah.
worried about you either way. But
No.
Rylan and I tend for the range,
Yeah, that's true.
whereas Darvin's a bit more versatile about it, and
Mm.
Hazel needs to be in the thick of things.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we were lucky enough to get as many as four, I'd want Darvin and Hazel to be carrying one each and a spare.
That's a good point.
If push comes to shove, I know I have multiple ways of getting out of a particularly fiery situation.
Mm.
And as I recall, if anyone aims fire in my general direction, one of the things that Barnabas is capable of doing, which this is me out of character reminding you, can literally throw an echo in front.
Hmm.
So I'm all
And
right.
then- So largely pairs then?
Well, we'll see. Sorry, Elder. We should have discussed this amongst ourselves before we came to you.
Right.
But just to say, as many as you can spare. Obviously, multiples of 2 would be helpful. Just as you've heard from this, there's 2 people who really need them, and wiggle room with 1 or 2 just in case is pretty much the situation at this point. I think I can spare for you 4. They will last for an hour apiece. They are, I should warn you, going to taste slightly weird. The marsh witch gives her little toothless smile.
Perfectly okay.
Well, you know where we keep them. Alice goes on with it. Also, I know we're asking a lot of you, and I apologize for that, but when we were out looking for things, we thought that you are some of the best on the continent for ranged weapons, longbows specifically. You've seen our friend Ava's primary weapon, but going into some place that is that hot, we're a little bit concerned, even though part of it is fire resistant, that might be a little too much. We wondered if you happen to have any kind of enchanted bow that you could spare. If I might make so bold as to ask. Partly because the marsh witch is doing the sit bouncing up and down in her chair.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Yes, she anticipates a story, and I am assuming that she will get one when I ask this question. What are you doing in Cragvere exactly? We are
Getting a
looking
bit
for
of
we're looking for living fire. It is to be used along with whatever we can scavenge in the Shattered Lands to effectively slay a god, reset her to default unpleasant instead of whatever she is now, and effectively save the world. Which should hopefully get the drow off your back.
hmm
Well, that
Speaking of things that are kind of clinging to not so much clinging on backs, but being a problem. Um, the thing that was last we saw in the cages, that was my aunt. Is she still there?
honestly, that burned. We didn't really check that much farther into it. We had enough
Oh.
to do to. Alice is sort of murmuring in a Remy word direction. Could we have waited until we got an answer about the bow?
Can you blame Hazel?
No, but still, 5 seconds. I mean, I'm sorry. I can see from your face that you're disappointed, but we weren't going to risk our living to ensure that a prisoner was still prisoned. I know
We
what she's
understand.
done, but we had to look after our own.
Of course.
Yeah.
You just look agitated. I don't know what your agitated face means. I'm assuming Rylan knows what your agitated face means. What does her agitated face mean in this case?
Honestly, right now, it means might be some problems for specifically her and specifically later, but
But it's not aimed anywhere.
no,
Yeah.
it is not. She makes a slightly different face when it's aimed at a person. You do. You can't tell me I'm
There-
wrong.
From Cherie, welcome to the horrifying ordeal of being known, Hazel.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I understand.
You may speak to our quartermasters and see what is available.
Very appreciated.
as we appreciate the supplies that you had previously sent and are apparently still sending. We are
Oh.
fine. We are fine for provisions, but the water jugs will be appreciated. The north wall is yes. At which point the marsh witch looks over. Would you happen to have any sweeties? I think they're a little bit short on the sweeties. And I try not to eat too many of theirs because they have the little ones and
Aw.
I mean,
I'm sure
I
Hazel.
know we have.
Hazel has like damn near everything. If push comes
Mhm.
to shove, we were gonna stay here overnight anyway, so I can just open up the surreal estate.
Clarity's pulling out of her haversack a whole lot of gummy worms, bears, and sheep.
Oh, she's gonna love that.
There's also all of that.
And Barnabas is bearing fudge.
Very a good number of us have a sweet tooth as well, so
Okay. Well, the first thing she does is opens up the bag, looks at the gummy things, and her face, like, just one of those things where people grin so much you're afraid the top of their head's gonna fall off. It literally swings open like a swing bin, and
That's the way to do it.
Every time I think I've gotten mostly used to things, something comes along and does that.
when her face closes again, it's sort of hamster move. She gums them for a little while and then. Okay, so which ones of you were we saying that were most needing of fire protections? That didn't have their own bits?
Hazel,
Hazel and Darvin.
Darvin, yeah.
Come here, please. Darvin is kind of okay.
Carefully approaching. Don't want to upset the Archfey.
Boop on the nose, and for a moment you are just very, very warm.
Whoop.
Okay, you are resistant to fire for a week. Boop to Darvin.
Sorry, resistant to fire for how long?
A week.
7 days. You might be resistant to some other things too. I wasn't paying that much attention. And then looks over at Barnabas. You come here, please.
Yes.
Boop. And for a minute, you smell violets. I cannot make everybody fire resistant for a week, but from now until your dying day, you might take the damage from the fire, but your fur is not going to singe and it is not going to smell. You'll have to still wash smooth out of it, but it's not going to smell like burnt hair.
Oh, thank you.
There is fudges. Yarmf.
Mhm.
That's apparently her version of you're welcome.
That is so useful.
I mean, it's not, mechanics useful, but it's Barnabas useful.
Zero mechanical benefit. Incredible quality of life improvement for the character.
Yeah, like you have your fire resistance, but that didn't help with the burnt fur smell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go bring some cookies for the table. while you guys go find like potions, quartermaster,
Okay.
the north wall. I'll catch up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the apothecary is fairly near the north wall, and trying to think of the best way to describe this. You know those buildings that you get very much in the sort of green the green punk kind of situation where you've got just a wall of growing things. In this case, they're very pretty flowers, they are very colorful, and they smell lovely, but you've got no the fuck idea what kind of flowers they are, and they're not supposed to grow here. Probably. And it's just all over the north wall.
Oh, that is pretty.
Take it this is what was meant by North Wall has suddenly become very, very interesting.
Yes. Can everybody make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Wait. Oh no.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry when Rylan outrolls the paladin that fucking hard.
Wow.
If it helps, Remy rolled a 2 on the die.
And you have con as I think you have con as
As a
anyway.
proficiency, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, 13, buddy.
We both do.
And it's
Wow.
like 13 buddies all the way down.
Mm.
This is unfortunate. Rylan's fine.
Oh, no.
You guys are a little dizzy. Remy is effectively drunk.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
So
Oh no.
Oh.
The scent of these flowers is intoxicant as fuck.
Mm.
wait. What about I got an 18. Where am I on this?
You're on little dizzy.
Okay, that feels a little weird.
Whoa. These are strong.
And yeah, I'm pretty
All right.
sure Rylan being the most clear-headed of you is noticing Remy's situation.
Remy,
Okay,
well,
we
lean against
are-
Alisai.
No, Alice
moving-
is back picking up
Alice isn't here.
cookies for.
Oh, okay.
She's not seeing this.
She's not with us.
Okay, we are moving on now.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's a bit much.
yeah. When it stops, well, I mean, unfortunately, the smell sort of spreads a little, but thankfully, the flowers stop about 4 feet from the door that basically leads to apothecary, which has been reinforced. And the second you open it, it's get in here and shut the door.
Right.
Yeah, you can yoink. Yeah, this place smells, frankly, like bleach, and it's enough to clear Remy's head most of the way. The rest of you, it's sneezing and you're fine, but
She shakes her
Ugh.
head several times.
Remy, are you okay? How hard did that hit you?
I'm fine.
Does that come out at all slurred?
slightly. It takes a
Mm,
minute to
No,
recover.
you're not.
I just need some air.
Noted. Okay.
Not that air.
Mm.
Yes, you're gonna have to go out the other way. You should be fine if you stay. You should clear up if you stay in here for a few minutes. I know it's not pleasant, but
Out there is a lot stronger and a lot yikeser.
I will be okay. Thank you.
I'm going to sending Alice and let her know that we're going to meet her elsewhere, because she will probably end up attempting to fly.
Okay.
She's
Mm.
she's got a relatively strong constitution, but just in case.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's probably a good safety precaution. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't get an
Meantime,
airborne seems like a bad combination.
what can I do for you? You're here. Remember, you're here for the emergency only potion of fire resistance.
If you have some to spare, we're in need of some emergency fire resistance.
I mean, we've been keeping bunches back for when the asshole drow inevitably turn up and try to set the place on fire.
Yeah, we brought some supplies to help combat that, and we're gonna need the fire resistance for where we're going.
Oh yeah, but I mean, depending on what it is you brought, we're still going to be like in the middle of fire if we're trying to put it out with whatever you brought. So I'm not saying I can't spare any. I'm just saying I can't spare a whole bunch. Make me a persuasion check, Rylan.
It's a roll I don't normally have to make. This should be fun.
You're a charisma caster. Oh.
With a 4 on the die, I think.
Oh no.
Looks through. I can probably spare 2. You guys have magics and shit. I mean, who's using them anyway? No, you're not. Sheree is.
Mostly, yeah.
You just got made fire resistant for 7 days.
Mm-hmm. Would mostly be.
That's myself and Rylan.
Mm-hmm. Mostly S2 using them, so.
You are fortunate. I mean, honestly, we probably wouldn't ask, but we really don't want one of your people to get any more harmed than necessary. And we are going to. Cragvere is effectively the heart of a volcano. Oh, so this is for like you, not the armored lunatics.
Yeah, this is for us.
Yeah, because Cherie got a 16 on the die. I can stretch to 4. 2 each. Don't stay too long and try to stay out of the. It'd be magma if it's still underground. Okay, don't try too hard to play the floor is magma.
Will do. Thank you so much.
And yes, and when you head out, turn left. Stay away from the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
Lesson learned.
We also have some speak with animals, regular healing potions, featherfall potions, and antidotes that we sort of hoarded to give out.
Oh,
We did not hold them. We bought in bulk.
Oh, well, yes.
I mean,
They're part of the supplies.
Yeah, most of
How-
those I'll keep them stored, but the healing potions we don't need quite so much. The elder's been elder's been doing some tutoring, and apparently we have the marsh witch.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't want her chucking pond water at us again.
understandable.
Given what that did to the wall.
Yeah,
Understandable.
I mean it's. I mean, you may or may not find may or may not find it useful, but she spilled a bit off to the west. So there's this. We tried to examine the flowers that were growing there, and then we had to fish them out because like 3 people fell asleep.
Oh boy.
So we're trying to find ways to protect ourselves from the pollen long enough to collect some of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if we can like yeet it at passing drow, but the less of that water comes here, the better.
Hmm.
Understandable.
Mhm.
And as stuff is removed, is putting things, various bits away, but has given Rylan the potions. Yeah, they're gonna taste interesting, by the way.
I will keep that in mind.
I'd describe how if I could, but there aren't any words. It's not really atrocious, it's just that weird.
Mm.
So I'm assuming exiting in quartermasterly directions. Thankfully, the quartermaster is a ways away from the flower wall. Alice is sort of waiting, leaning on the railing, going, I didn't get entirely why I was supposed to avoid that area, but apparently I was supposed to avoid that area. What the fuck?
Okay, the wall is covered in very rapidly grown flowers that hit everybody like a night at well, the bar with the make good choices drinks.
That was Basil Cell, so less a part of the club, but okay.
Point being is, yeah, it hit that. I'm fairly certain Remy was just instantly drunk on contact.
Briefly.
Technically, on smell contact, I don't think any of us touched them directly.
Well, I mean, I don't think Ree could anyway. Gauntlets.
Also that.
But yeah, they were extremely strong.
Fair enough. Kind of sorry I missed it, but also kind of not, because I have a feeling that wouldn't have been you making your best showing, but still, fair enough.
We managed to get 4 fire resistance potions.
I mean, that's good for Cherie and Rylan in case of an emergency.
Yep.
Good little
In
emergency
the
supply.
meantime, those of us who got protection booped will be good for at least a week.
I hope we don't have to spend longer than a week in Cragvere. Really hoping that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure if we do, it's all gone completely pear-shaped.
Honestly,
I
I'm
should not have said that out loud. Damn it.
well, no, because I was actually about to completely neutralize that by saying we already know it's gone pear-shaped. It's just whether it's the ridiculous thing is that if it's the kind of pear-shaped we can do something about, we will be there longer. It is almost certainly going to be the kind of pear-shaped we can't do anything about directly without killing a god. So that will probably reduce the amount of time we're there, if it's as bad as it could be.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out.
Yep.
Let's dive right back in.
Quartermaster first, guys. Quartermaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one thankfully is close enough to. It's far enough away from the flowers that it's still just got the simpler doors. The individual that makes the weapons currently is older gentleman. One of those ones that when they, you know how there's basically pretty much two kinds of older person. Ones who got like marshmallow, and the ones that got like jerky.
Hmm.
This is Jerky Man. He is incredibly thin, incredibly wiry, and does not look like he should be nearly as strong as he apparently is.
So like a noodlier version of Groon, who was built like a freight train.
Yeah, but in this case, it's more, he's pretty much muscle and sinew, just,
Compacted.
yes. I mean,
So he's
Riley,
Groon but shrunk.
Hmm.
kind of
Kind of.
like air dried.
Like a Slim Jim.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
so
much.
fucking low. Dear, what the fuck was that?
Well, because the thing was, I was thinking Cabanos, and I realized that not everybody was going to know what one of those was. So Slim Jim is actually closer. Yeah. So okay, good. We're fine. looks up at Rylan, and we don't normally see you in here. Didn't you snap yourself in the face with the bowstring 3 times before we gave up?
Yeah, I did do that. Yep.
You have other skills, it's fine, but it's just very strange
It's-
seeing you in here with... That is a motley bunch.
Yes, they are.
Darvin just... Allow me to introduce ourselves. We are the Cupcake Coterie. What's a cupcake? You don't know what
Oh,
a
boy.
cupcake is?
It's a dessert
I'll
thing.
I'll bake some.
I'll make some. They're good. They are good in bakeries.
Yes, it sure is. I will bake cupcakes. I'm sure I will consider a flip. I will bake. Looks at Barnabas again. I will bake a great many cupcakes of a variety of flavors. If nothing else, the Malshwitch will appreciate it.
And I'd be happy to help in any way I can.
Taste testing, I imagine, will be a part of it.
Well, I would hope so, but I'm perfectly aware that there's a lot of grunt labor that can go into that, and I'm more than willing to help.
Yes,
So-
like
It lets me do the taste testing too.
and like cleaning the spoon and the bowl. The quartermaster's looking at Rylan like, I know your cousins don't get it. I get it. They're silly enough to be breaking you out of your shell without being overtly threatening or pressuring you over much.
Hmm. Basically, yeah.
Sometimes I just wanted to dangle your cousins off the edge by their ankles until they wised up. In any case, how can I help you? You don't want a bow. You cannot possibly want a bow.
No, the bow is not for me. The bow is for points at Ava. The bow is for my friend.
I know this is going to sound very speciesist of me, but humans do that. I always thought they did that crossbow thing. Which, I mean, ingenious, yes, but there's metal bits that we just don't do.
No, I
Where-
tended to favour the longbow myself.
Fair enough.
I know
And
I
where
have
were-
been using this
Hmm.
points to her. But
What is that monstrosity?
Think of it as a crossbow, but instead of firing bolts, it fires very,
It
very
fires
dense
metal?
rocks at far higher velocity by explosions.
Sure he is, yes. It's nothing like a crossbow. The potential energy is from an entirely different source. Even a crossbow at some point gets its potential energy from the humanoid using it, whether the draw or the wind. And with a longbow, It's simply the drawing. For that, the potential energy comes from a chemical reaction.
A very
It's a
explosive
broomstick.
one.
So you have controlled explosions launch bits at people.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah.
I will not be judgmental. Much.
The place that design comes from would take the judgment as understandable critique and then make it better somehow using it.
No, because for me it seems. Understand, we try to live in harmony with the natural world as much as possible. And it would. I imagine that what is needed to make that explosion is not picked off a bush. No, it's mined and then blended, and it's a whole thing.
Dug out of the ground mostly.
Yes, but they do tend to add other things to it to keep it slightly more stable. At least in Agrev. Unless you buy from some suppliers, it is at Lane, and I think they lost their last contract with the Belrace Mercenaries Guilds because the instability was a bit of a problem.
So, like, all of the mercenary guilds that specialize in range just told them no.
Well, yes, because at that point the only way they could literally be used is to stick a fuse in them and roll them down a hill at someone and hope they explode when they're supposed to.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think I like my forest a great deal better than most of what's going on out there, but looks Ava up and down, looks through a variety of bows, and yeah, this guy does look rather like a stick. So the fact that he could string a bow that easily, just grab, yoink. Ava in particular knows how tricky that can be. Hands it over. Try drawing this. Athletics check, please.
Would that be
Oh,
with advantage for her, given the maneuver?
Not for that particular one. There's a reason. Yeah, no, you managed to move it about like a centimeter, and you can't bend it any further, and the sinew starts cutting into your hand. So it's ow. Okay. So it's not going to be a matter of brute strengthening it.
It's not really my forte, no.
Well, that's the thing. We're looking for something with staying power here. If you're going after whatever's in Cragvere, I imagine there's going to be a lot of things with natural armor if they're living in magma. Next one he comes out with looks a lot like something you might see in Egref, except it's pretty much all wood. It's a compound bow. So it's literally got like various other things for the string to hang off of, and that gets strung a little more complicatedly.
It's a fully wooden pulley system built into this thing?
Yep.
That's
Wooden recurve bow almost.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you got.
there's recurve and then there's compounds. Compounds scare me. Those things are like guns.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's looking for the best sort of thing she can draw.
Another athletics check.
That is actually more straight up Dex.
Dirty.
You're not used to it, and he's
Yeah.
looking at you and going, "You've been using that mechanical nonsense too long. Take that off your back for a start. This is
Okay.
that's it." He takes it, looks at it, puts it on a workbench like. You also, your stance was, I'm sure it's fine for human noble.
Yeah.
That explains some things, because most of these are designed for hunting and war at this
Ah.
point, and not the kind of hunting that I understand the Cedar Grove nobles do.
Probably not.
We're trying to take down bear a lot of the
Mm.
time. You don't want to get too close to a bear. You would probably be okay. We don't want to get close to a bear.
Mm.
Okay, let's check your stance. And yeah, is really not fussed about moving you. Yeah, your shoulders are. You've got the wrong kind of posture. Okay. Again with the dex check, please.
Mm.
You can't continue to have this kind of bad luck. It's you're
Feel
still
better.
you're doing it is the thing. You are actually doing it. Okay, yeah, so you're actually drawing. It's you have been using the gun too long, and this is not the kind of bow. You can see that you actually feel it's easier to draw strength-wise than most of the ones you've used, but there's also a lot of power behind what you're doing, and yeah, it's gonna be hard to control unless you get some practice with it.
Okay. Well,
Because
good
feeling
thing we
a
got a
lot
training room.
this shit probably feels weird.
Yeah, because it is. You pull and it literally locks. Click. So that is strange for you, and okay, you really need to get used to this. But how long are you staying?
At least a night, I believe.
It should be fine. Can any of you light a place up? Sure he is. There's a few of us who can actually, but well, if you can light up our above ground target range, she can spend the rest of the time practicing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your the stats for the longbow that you picked up. See what needs changing for what I have in mind. There we go. Okay. Yes, talk amongst yourselves, because you basically got while Ava is practicing.
It's weird to have as much planned properly as we do right now. Usually we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, metaphorically speaking.
Well, it seems like we have plans, but then they just don't come to fruition.
I think it was more. I think the most accurate part of that was we have plans, but then they just don't.
Something along
Yeah.
those lines, yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully it means we're getting close to an end.
I'm hoping that, and I'm also not. I mean, we have the plan. We're planning the plan. But if things get to an end before we've done the weapons bits we need to do, then we're gonna have to do a whole new fly by the seat of our pants plan.
Yeah, and a
Yep,
lot faster
that's
than
the danger.
usual because if the things we're trying to avert actually do hit the ceiling fans are what they are in Agrav, right?
I think so. Yeah.
If anything hits a ceiling, if any of the stuff we're trying to avert hits a metaphorical ceiling fan, it will wind up everywhere in the metaphorical supermarket.
Hmm.
Yeah. What Ava is finding as she practices is she's not more accurate, but that thing when you get a hit, that punches clean through the target.
Mm.
Well,
If you have a look at your compound bow now,
new toy. Mm.
yeah, as you,
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. that's the thing. Compound bow isn't going to make you any more accurate, but it's going to make it a lot more powerful. You can tell that's what the lock-in is for.
Mm.
And while it does take you a good while to get used to it, the first time you proper hit and that just goes chunk.
Holy, how far into the target is that? That's all
Oh,
the way
yeah.
up to the fletching, isn't it?
Pretty much, given that it's effectively a pillow. So yes,
That the arrows were. You
Wow.
put this much wood through an.
Crazy.
yeah.
That thing hits harder than a particularly stubborn goat. Or, I mean, honestly, I think legs probably still hits harder at a full charge, but
Yeah. Alice is actually just wandering back around that and goes, I think, as the Agreffians say, pounds per square inch. I still think that legs out hits, but still. Sorry, I was compensating the quartermaster.
Ah.
He makes the arrows too, so feathers.
holy. Oh, near literally in a few cases.
Well, yeah, I mean, he didn't ask for them, but I thought might as well give him something. And, Clarity collected that whole bunch. They're at least not going to do anything weird to them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hmm.
So, everybody good?
I think so.
I think so.
Yep.
I
Yeah, Cherie, meantime, is. I think there's one last thing that we need to do. We did promise cupcakes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, besides the baking of multiple trays of cupcakes to share among the wood elves, is there anything anyone else wants to do?
They would probably keep practicing with the bow a bit.
Fair enough.
I guess deploy as much of as many of the sweeties as I can spare out of my own kit as well.
Yes, the Shuri is, you might want to give them to the elder. Because the marsh witch will come back. And she
Mhm.
does seem to have this thing where she will just put it all into her face.
I have noticed that, so
So he can dole them out for multiple visits without denuding the wood elf stash of various sweet things.
yep. I'm going to go approach the elder to make that kind of handoff.
Yep.
And otherwise just do clerical things where possible. Like
Yeah,
either offering blessings or medical attention.
yeah, most people are healing up relatively well. They've been healing well enough to close wounds, not generally well enough to prevent scarring and that kind of thing. So some people are still in recovery mode, and Remy in particular recognizes this kind of thing because before she went paladin and got her own lay on hands situations, that was the order of the day. You used your healing just to make sure that somebody wasn't going to bleed out, lose a leg, etc., etc. And everything else took care of itself. It's only been since you joined the Cupcake Coterie that people heal things so completely that you don't even scar. Well, since I'm assuming everybody else is either practicing, watching practicing, or getting some rest, we're a little past the usual break time. So when we come back, we'll go back to our pile of rubble, separating out blocking you guys from the Drow City, and keep moving in the general direction of Cragvere. Yes, morning happens.
Does Barnabas's fur still smell vaguely of
No, that was
confectionery?
no that was. You can bathe in here, so your fur smells of whatever shampoo soap you use for fur.
Gotcha.
Because Cherie would have suggested, and the Surreal Estate would have provided a sort of a shampoo body wash combination that actually makes your fur lie down, more neatly and generally be softer and fluffier. Which,
Alrighty then.
yeah, I mean it's because let's face it, you were living the life of a mercenary. You were scrubbing with whatever soap was available. Now you have fur specific. Yes. Breakfast happens. Breakfast is a lot, actually. Cherie has laid out buffet. With Darvin going, "Hey, you used my trivets." Well, wanted it to keep everything warm. She and Alice are putting together what appears to be. It's effectively packed lunches. We're not going to want to open the Surreal Estate when we want to stop unless there's some kind of emergency. That apparently was why the road snacks.
Mm-hmm.
We have interesting cross-cultural lunch stuff.
Hmm.
Cool.
Automatically interesting from the
Hazel, I've made sure to pack the extra spicy ones for you. Holds up as it's kind of like a Slim Jim, but longer and a bit less mass-produced looking. Try it. To be fair, Barnabas actually recognizes these. This is another could be from Ravnica kind of a situation. This is Cabanos.
So it's like a strip. So it's like a little strip of meat type thing.
No, it's like a sausage but dried.
Just like mess with it within reasons. I can
Yeah,
feel how much it gives.
it gives. It's and it's an
Wiggle,
air dried
wiggle, wiggle.
sausage, so it's not. It doesn't have a lot of give, but it's not jerky hard either.
Walk with it and just.
Yeah, it's probably pork. For you, very heavily spiced, but a very smoky spice to it. So
It's like those pepperami I think they had in the UK, right?
yeah, what Lindero would call Slim Jims, we would call pepperoni kind of things. But it's again, it's less mass produced thing, and I tend to think they taste better because pepperonis are really just like pepperoni-ish. These are their own thing.
And after I bit it basically in half, just kind of vaguely drumstick it for a second, and then just shove an entire half of it into my face.
And yeah, Cherie looks over at Barnabas. If they're familiar to you, they're not actually Amberian.
Oh,
Alice says the people, they don't have smokehouses because we don't really have any wood. So we air dry that kind of things, and that's how it turns
Okay.
out. Most of them are fairly spicy, but I managed to find some that weren't as spicy as the usual ones.
excellent.
And beyond that, plenty of portable protein, some chopped up bits of vegetable. Healthy eating on the road. Well, I'm not having jerky and hardtack. Be realistic, I'm from Ambia.
Well, thank you very much.
Not sure we're going to be doing much more than walking today. I think we're getting into narrow territory, aren't we? From what I recall, yes. We're a day or so away from where Boomtown was supposed to be, and that's the border. We'll obviously have to do some investigating there. And when I say day, I don't mean full 24 hours. I mean from beginning of to when we're ready to set up camp.
Okay.
Just a lot of stumping and continuing to be baffled that we've planned as far ahead as we have.
I'm not baffled. I am a good influence.
Yes.
You're the entire reason we were able to do this.
Well, it does help to have common sense who can change plans on the fly as well. Thank you. I put some of the chocolate chip cookies your mom made in here for you, Ree.
Thank you.
Takes her own place at the breakfast table, kissing Remy on the forehead on the way in.
It's adorable.
Yeah, well, you two were all adorable all day yesterday. It's our turn. And, Cherie and Barnabas are a whole different kind of adorable.
Quite the unique form of it, yes.
Well, if everyone's happy for me to be in charge, I'll be in charge. You get used to it after a while. Right. Assuming breakfast gets eaten, any last minute anythings anyone wants to do in the Darvin is explaining to Bitey that he's gonna be okay in the menagerie, but probably don't want him out there because if we find a priest that looks tasty, We'll see what we can do, okay? Doing the, well, he asked.
Potentially delicious priests.
Well, maybe something without scales.
All I can say is I'm not sure that will ever stop being both hilarious and cute at the same time.
I mean, also mildly terrifying, but that's just me.
At this point, we're kind of used to things in and around our party. Just look, we saw the Marsh Witch's head open up yesterday. Okay,
I remember I was there, but no, it seems rude to comment on people's eating habits.
Mhm.
I mean, she
yeah,
chewed,
thus, I don't
she
think
chewed or like gummed with her mouth closed. So hey,
which is honestly why I don't think eating a priest is.
oh, mostly just the face. Apparently, noses go crunch. Really interesting.
That's information I look. I understand. I have seen what happens. The things you see on a farm, only partly compared to this new knowledge of people's face is crunchy.
And sure, he is just. It's the cartilage in the nose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Probably the ears as well. Depends on where you cleanse off the face. What?
Why do you know these things?
I actually read the paperwork that crosses my desk.
Why does paperwork involving removing faces happen?
Remember, I help run the province with all the farms.
No, but not even once has that. How does that involve farming? What face? Just
There are a
evolved into
lot more things.
babbling.
There are a lot more things involved in governance than you ever dreamed of.
Besides which, you can make a partially stock and partially gelatin. Is if you boil the faces of pigs.
Mm.
Dogs also like eating them.
Processing. Yeah, did Hazel interact with the pig stuff enough to know that, or is she just still stuck on goats and sheep?
She went near the pigs once. She refused to go after that because remember that scene in Wizard of Oz early on when Dorothy falls off the rail fence into the pig pen and everyone was worried that they were going to eat her?
Yeah, because Hazel is very aware of pigs being. Don't let them
Vacuums.
leave the paddock, or else they go feral and then they eat people.
Yeah, they will eat people. That's the thing. She would have found out from falling into the pig pen that they will eat people even if they're in the paddock.
Yep.
Pigs are bigger than you think, and they will
Way
eat.
bigger. They are. That's why
Yes.
there's a feral hog problem in the USA right now.
And that apparently there was a feral hog problem near like a nuclear power plant or something, and it's like,
Yeah, radioactive hogs. That was
Oh,
that
yikes.
was still is a thing.
Oh, yikes. Sounds like a bad horror movie.
Mhm.
I mean,
Be glad it hasn't
America.
crossed with Sharknado yet, because that could happen.
well, I was more thinking of Gamorreans. Do you want Gamorreans? That's how you get Gamorreans. For
Also,
those who
potentially true. I remember those.
for those who don't
things.
know, the pig people in Star Wars.
Jabba's palace.
I'm for Marion because Marion didn't look like she knew. I was just keeping it general to not.
I was thinking
call
more
an individual
kaiju,
out.
but that also makes sense.
Thinking more that and the pig individual of the two moron antagonist goons from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yes, Rocksteady was the rhino and Bebop was the boar.
Was the warthog.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
Close
those.
enough.
Either way, still, Gamorreans. That's how you get Gamorreans. But
Get
yes,
Gamorreans.
Hazel probably. I mean, that's the thing. She understands how smart pigs are. She understands how dangerous pigs are, and that's all she needed to know. That they were smart, dangerous, and delicious. She didn't know how else useful they were, and now she's learning a whole new thing.
As it. Okay. No, weirdly that makes sense, and that weirds me out even more. Why do I figure that makes? Damn it! I've been adventuring so long, I half forgot that. No, all of my knowledge base comes from farm stuff.
You remembered that 3 days ago.
Yeah, and then I forgot again. I'm me.
Well, it just means that you get the joy of discovery every day.
Yeah, I get hit with a surprise me button for everything. That's why I decided to embrace it with food.
Well, just embrace it with everything else and you'll be fine.
Woo woo!
So, yes, walking. Possibly occasional murmurs of conversation, but, probably not a terrible lot. We're gonna go on averages. Everybody make me an athletics check, please.
Oh,
That's my favorite.
yeah.
Jesus
no,
Christ.
The elf is out of breath.
no.
Oh God, clarity.
Oh no.
Random number generator, go burr.
Am I having to piggyback somebody?
We probably need to pray to our Jesus more often than we do. That's the thing. Hazel has run around with full backpack far too long, and full plate and full backpack, as I recall you saying, and walked around the farm a lot, so she's fine. Remy and Barnabas know all about forced marches, so they're fine. Cherie's keeping up, more or less, ish. Alice is beyond fine. Rest breaks are needed often, especially for clarity. Ryland not far behind her, but at the very least, their role was actually a number.
0 is fun.
I mean, technically 0 is a number, but I mean, it still reminds me of early in campaign 2 when it was Sam having to roll a charisma check after all that time of Scanlan. 0. 3 minus 3 equals 0.
Wasn't there at least one that was a -2?
Yeah, there's been some negatives there later on.
Yeah, but that one is just because of the sheer manic cheerfulness in that man's voice. But yeah, you're not even a half hour down before you realize that Ava is kind of breathing fairly heavily. Rylan is dragging well behind, and Clarity is leaning against a wall for support.
Right. Okay, babe, come here, and immediately just piggyback. I would have slung her over the shoulder, but much more comfortable for all involved.
Yeah,
that tracks for me in real life, actually.
Since Ava did not get a nat 1, Alice just piggybacks Ryland. You doink. I'm not bridal carrying. That is reserved for my actual bride.
I assumed, yeah.
The 8-ball decided to roll poorly? Is there a dice in? There's a dice inside of an 8-ball thingy, right?
Something very much like one, yeah.
Ask again later.
So yeah, this goes on until lunch, going fairly slowly on account of Ava, unless But eventually, there is a spot where one can stop for lunch, and Cherie and Alice are handing out very specific bags. That's literally like bag lunch when you were a kid in high school with your name written on. Hazel has like all the spices. Little bag of weird little round crackers, dusted kind of red. Bag of your extra spicy candied bacon, the spicy sausage things, and sliced mystery vegetables.
We 120% take those.
Rylan.
This is farm snacks, but better.
Yeah, I mean, for Rylan, it's by and large a couple of boiled eggs for protein and at least identifiable vegetables, mostly like carrot, cucumber, celery, that kind of thing. Much nymph.
Out of curiosity, given mystery vegetables, were any of mine purple carrots?
No, but some were an interesting shade of blue and were kind of radish sharp.
There's a whole thing of me like comparing it to Clary's hair for like 2 minutes.
And Remy has actually had a fairly nice looking sandwich. Roast meat of some description. Probably leftovers from a fairly recent dinner. Sliced non-mystery vegetables and chocolate chip cookies. Barnabas got an interesting little lacquer box that when he opens, there are pierogies in there and they are still warm. Also, some sliced vegetables, some of the apparently less spicy versions of the sausages, stuff along those lines. Ava and Clarity, by and large, sandwiches, bits of sausage, veggies, fruits, and cookies of some description. But yeah, Cherie, it's almost certain that Cherie had a little thermal box and decided to use it to give Barnabas pierogi lunch.
No.
That is her way of being cute. She is not verbally demonstrative nor physically demonstrative publicly, but she is from Ambier. This is how she shows her affection.
Adorable.
Perception check. See, that's a little better, sort of.
A little better.
Remy.
Well, at the very least, the athletics went well.
That's actually more perceptive than I expected Barnabas to be with, fresh hot pierogies and
Well, that's because A, used to be a mercenary and used to paying attention to his surroundings when eating, and B, anything that interrupts pierogi time must be eliminated with extreme prejudice.
It'll be smoten.
Yes, but thankfully it is actually Clarity that notices first that Well, looking around, oh, of course, roll again because you should have been at you and Ava should have been at disadvantage. It's
Oh, right.
fairly dim light. I mean, Cherie's lit up a bit, but not a whole lot.
Should I just roll normal? Or
Yeah,
roll
you and Brian roll again, and I'll take the lower of the two.
Okay.
Well, it makes sense.
Yep, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Barnabas is in pierogi world. But yeah, it's Clarity and Ava looking around at their surroundings and noticing that, yeah, you've been walking over them so far, so you haven't noticed, particularly since you two haven't been walking. But there's the kind of scuffs that could only really be footprints. Somebody's been here before you. Not very recently, but it's Clarity, given that would probably be thinking, okay, well, first it has to be after it has to be before you guys went through. So at least a week. Obviously, if there's a trail that's made into rock, it's not going to be washed away very quickly. Which means, and it's heading in the direction of Cragvere, the direction that you guys are going. That's either a very bad thing or it's the scout group that Hjal Fortinbras sent out. It's definitely more than one person.
There's some scuffs. Someone's been here before us, at least a week. It's heading off towards the direction of Cragvere. Definitely more than one person. Maybe the scout group, or could be bad. Don't know.
I
Any
mean,
footprints.
Yeah,
well,
it's hard to tell.
it's definitely not kobolds,
No.
but there was only one of that dragonborn paladin thing, so doubt it was him.
If there's a chance it's the scouts, we need to find out what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever happened, it seems like they did better at either they did better at sneaking through that fucking city than we did, or they were noticed enough to have people on higher alert when we went through. Although I suppose me turning up right in the middle of the sky was probably a thing, but anyway, point being that, yeah, and it's good to know that there might be other people in the tunnel with us. Means we be careful. And we try to be a bit careful about our order of movement, to put it that way. Those of you without dark vision, in the middle.
Okay.
And I know it's not ideal for range. Sorry about that, but I don't think we can fight very well in these tight quarters anyway.
No.
And that's kind of when you yeet a thunder wave and trample over the people in your way. And Tarvin is like, I'd say that works for me, but only when I aim really well, and definitely not for the middle of the group. So, since you have Thunderwave LSA, maybe you should go first. If we're doing that strategy. Cherie, meanwhile, okay, everybody make me an intelligence check to see if you can determine why she is doing what she is doing. Okay.
What the fuck?
Nope.
Yeah. Even Barnabas doesn't get it. Damn. Remy.
Ava doesn't know much about magic, so.
Well, that's the thing. Remy, Ava, and Barnabas do not understand why this woman appears to be doing eye makeup. Rylan, Hazel, and particularly Clarity are thinking she must have that as a component for dark vision.
Yeah, I remember that.
I briefly consider. Wait, is that true sight? Wait, no.
Dark vision.
It's a far more subtle way of dealing with it. The particular ointment was specially designed to go well with my eyes, as well as having the effect I need it to have.
Handy.
I tend to think so.
Fashionable and functional.
Don't think it's Barnabas's color, however. And usually these sorts of things are keyed to the individual.
Mm.
Darvin is like, I need to talk to your what do they call somebody who makes makeup? I understand the point. If we have time, there are other ways. This is just an ambient classic, put it that way. Yeah, but I mean, I'd want something that more brings out my eyes, but it's a great color. We'll see what we can do.
Catbombing.
Yes. So yeah, we have effective order of operations. I'm thinking about it, and all I'll say is like, Rylan and I are both pretty perceptive. So that means if I'm staying at the front, Rylan should be at the rear.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Hazel behind them. Clarity behind you. Moving sort of in an inward direction, because she can weave through you guys fairly well. Then Darvin, Barnabas, Shuri. No, sorry. Darvin, Ava, Barnabas, Shuri, and me and Ree at the front.
Okay.
Trying to keep couples more or less together because I know y'all fret, so. Sensible. Okay, are we going to attempt like quiet, stealthy sneakies?
If Ava can do her thing, it's a
I
good idea.
can do my personal trace, yes.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, so it will mean that you will probably have to stop before you reach the settlement, depending on how stamina'd you feel, I suppose. But yes,
Okay.
everybody roll me stealth. And remember,
Oof.
plus 10.
Oh,
I
Oh
don't
no.
think I don't think a plus 10 is going to help that much.
I don't think
I'm
Barnabas has ever been
apparently
that safe.
mimicking my girlfriend.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, I mean, that's the thing. Actually, that is the thing. You are now wearing bone armor.
Oh yeah.
So
It's
you're
true.
not wearing chainmail that's going chink, 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 chink. Remy, on the other hand, sounds like Darvin sounded when he tripped into that bunch of pots and pans. At which point Alice holds up a hand, which she lights up a little to make sure it stop. We have those bracelets, right?
Mhm.
I know they're only one way, but give me one of them. Somebody attuned to it. I'm going to scout ahead. If you don't hear from me in 10 minutes, yell.
Okay.
Just don't move.
30's clapping one on.
And hold that. You need to touch for 15 seconds for that. Yep. So attuned and off you go. About 5 minutes later, Clarity gets ascending. Need you over here. I can do traps, but you're better at them.
I am needed.
You're gonna need to make a second stealth check, Sans.
Okay. Hang on. Who that?
So all you hear is Clarity going, "I am needed," and then you don't even hear her move. Because I mean, it's not there's not really any light here. The people with dark
Mhm.
vision can basically kind of see, but not hugely well, and so mostly it's sound, and you didn't hear shit. Yeah, when Clarity gets there, yeah, it doesn't look trapped at very first glance, but make me a perception check.
Can I use my steady eye since it's a thing that I can do?
Yes,
Hold on.
I'm assuming yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because you're not moving more than half your speed in the next 6 seconds, so.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Good. 16.
Yeah, this isn't clever little bastard thing, because this is way more subtle than the kobold devil manage. They're almost completely blended into the walls. This is old work, or made to look old. But either way, this whole place it looks very much like it wouldn't so much slice and dice as pierce. It's kind of like looks like very, very thin bits of metal would come first from the sides, then from the floor and ceiling, and more or less turn you into mince. And from what you can see, the trigger mechanism is on the other side of it. it seems like for Alisae's going, I'm not seeing the trigger mechanism on this side, and I don't know what
No.
sets it off.
Yeah, it's over there.
Do you have anything we can throw?
I'm sure I do. Let's see.
Oh, I mean, then she actually rummages around in her bag of holding and. Okay. Picks up some kind of bread roll. Gently lobs. Something of that size and weight doesn't trigger any traps until it gets to within about 2 feet of the floor. And then wham, wham. And you have breadcrumbs.
Ooh.
So it's proximity. And there's no way to deactivate it from here.
Hmm. Proximity, then flying, even if you could.
Well, I mean, I
In this
could, but
space.
my wings would get mighty close. I have one idea. Hazel would kill me for suggesting it. How yeetable do you feel at this point?
I mean, I have been yeeted many a time, and I am fine with it.
Okay, but I mean, if I'd known this was going to be a thing, I would have had Hazel throw a death word at you, but then she'd ask why, and it'd be a whole thing. And she doesn't actually give you any kind of heads up. So it really is mid-sentence, grab by collar and belt, like throwing a drunk out of a bar, and yeet.
Oh, jeez.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Alrighty. Nope.
You are fortunate. Because while it is the least graceful thing in the world, and you do take 6 points of effectively falling damage when you land in an ungainly sprawl instead of the tuck and roll you should have done. The trap does go off again, but but when you're at the other side. So basically, it was like the tip of your boot because you were not graceful in this. So the tip of your boot went into the 2-foot zone, but you managed to clear it just before it started slamming. So when everything settles down again, Alisae is just, oh, thank the gods.
Oh. I'm okay.
Well, as long as you're okay enough to see if you can disable this thing. Because can you imagine Barnabas trying to get across this?
Yeah, I know. Hooves.
Horns.
Mm.
6.5 foot of Minotaur on the hoof.
Ground beef.
Mince. Like I said, mince.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Dices
yeah.
and dices and julienne fries.
Okay, this time you can give me an investigation check. Yes, you can use steady eye because you have 6 seconds. You're probably not moving that much anyway.
17.
Yeah, minor distraction at first as you shake off quite how close that was. But yeah, it's a complex mechanism, but you're pretty sure you can disable it. It just may take some time and some very good use of thieves' tools. You don't know what happens if you fail to disarm the trap. It doesn't look like anything would get particularly bad.
Okay.
Thieves' tools.
27.
Yeah, you have to, as you're looking, you realize you have to disengage 3 contact points in a very specific order, or looks like the little holes that the little steel needle things were coming out of would, if you had disconnected them wrong or in the wrong order, vented gas, probably poisonous, which would have spread far beyond this initial spot. So it probably would have got everybody else too. But it didn't because you are that good.
It's disarmed.
Okay, go back, tell the others what's going on. Give me another 10 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to move them to this point, that's fine, but if there's this, I want to be careful.
Yeah. So I'll go back and.
Yep.
All right, guys. We're going this way. Follow. Follow.
And Sheree is like, so what was that all about? You didn't explain very much.
It's fine.
Why does that sound make me feel more concerned?
There was a trap, but it was fine.
What kind of trap?
A trap that I disarmed?
Then why are you being so cagey about telling us
Exactly.
what it
Thank you,
was?
Barnabas.
It's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Alright.
assuming you're talking while walking, because it doesn't
Hmm.
seem that you need to be stealthy for at least this particular bit. So, about 5 minutes later, you come across a particularly normal-looking section of floor. Excuse me? Except for a pile of breadcrumbs. Like, ripped apart pulverized bread to literal crumb consistency.
Mm.
Just in the middle of the floor.
Babe.
What's that?
Because
We
thing?
s-
this is
I mean, we
apparently where you're
smushed-
stopping for now.
We smushed some bread. It's fine.
Insight check.
Deception versus insight.
Okay.
Barely.
Not by much, but
Cherie is looking at Clarity like they're going to get paranoid if you don't tell them. Whatever it is.
I may have gotten clipped. It's fine.
Were you hurt? What happened?
Not severely.
There's a little bit of bruising from
Obviously.
the looks of things. All right, we're going to stick with simple questions. What did the trap do?
Sliced and diced and
Did that to
julienned potatoes. Not potatoes, bread.
and it would have done that to people, I assume.
Yeah. I got yeeted. It's fine though. I landed. Not the best landing I've ever done.
Did you say yeeted or eated?
Yeeted.
Yeeted.
Yeeted did.
She's been thrown before.
Okay.
I have been thrown many times, actually, which is something I should analyze, but not right now.
So, was there a particular reason why wings were not an option at this point?
Proximity sensors of some sort.
Good.
Being
So if
within
she tried to
the
fly, it would have.
Well,
Yeah.
consider her wingspan and consider those walls.
Not true.
It's not very. Not very.
I'm
mean,
going
it-
to have to start making
Easy.
Death Ward a daily cast.
No,
It's.
don't waste your spell energy. It's fine.
I mean, Alice made a very impressive throw.
Alice is very impressive in most things.
Well, I just
Mhm.
mean that. I mean, I'm assuming that the not the best fall meant you were not particularly aerodynamic in positioning while being yeeted.
To be fair, she did not give me a warning. She just yeeted. It was not 1, 2, 3 yeet. It was just yeet.
I think she's probably used to, if she attempts any kind of warning, getting talked at for 5 minutes.
That's
I know
fair.
that may not be your way, but it can be hard to tell at times, I imagine.
I am ready
That's
and
a-
willing to be yeeted at any point in time.
That and being forewarned makes you tense up.
But to be fair, it might have that tension might have gone in a more like an arrow direction.
Mm. Oh well.
Despite the name, Spread Eagle is not the most aerodynamic sort of positioning.
A little bit later, Alice comes back, and I don't think we need to do the stealthing, but well, there's either going to be some ferrying or a lot of hop skipping in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Keep in mind that volcanoes know no borders.
Oh boy.
Basically, we have magma. We
Yay.
apparently, while you're walking, because she's just, we used to have a bridge. It looks like it was cut from the other side. And yeah, little ways walk later, and the first thing you feel 5 minutes into your 10-minute walk is it's starting to get warmer. And then it is starting to get a lot warmer. For Hazel and, well, Darwin, frankly, it's more the sort of warm bath kind of heat. For everybody else, it's starting to get kind of oppressive. And not too long after the heat starts ramping up, I start seeing an orange glow. And a little while later, abrupt end to the tunnel, a couple of sturdy looking hooks hammered into the stone that still hold rope, but anything else that might have been attached, anything beyond those scraps of rope, have been burned away by the. We're looking at 100-yard wide river of magma. There are rocks that are somehow not melting. They're wide enough for one, just about, depending on how graceful you feel that you are.
They're somehow completely not melting. or they haven't melted yet. And neither of those are
Well, they're not.
particularly great signs.
Well, they're not visibly getting any smaller.
Wonder how much of the rock is just a mass in there.
Well, I mean, they're not moving, so they must be rooted.
I was thinking like iceberg, like Bergtown.
Well, what I mean is, the magma's flowing.
Mm-hmm.
If that was floating on top of the magma, it'd be floating away. So these must be anchored to whatever is underneath the magma. So they're not going to float away
Yeah.
on us, and if they were going to melt, the bits that had actually been submerged in magma would be entirely melted by now. So
Is there enough room for Alice to fly?
yes, there's going to be a there's going to be a shake. She's saying, I mean, there's going to be a shaky moment as I hop out because my wings aren't going to extend to their fullest in this particular tunnel. But beyond that little bit of scary, I can manage, not a problem.
All right. I have an outlandish idea to make
Okay.
things easier. How would you all like to be balloons?
What?
I have chewing gum that I can make everyone levitate. If you chew it for a minute, you can levitate. And then if we tie strings to us and Alice holds on to the strings, she can fly us across like balloons.
Oh.
I
That's
mean, that
actually
was
really
a,
novel.
that was
It
a good
is.
back, the
I mean,
back and forth.
alternatively, I was going to suggest that perhaps Alice could take Rylan and teleportation is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And your idea is very clever. It's at least partially that I don't know if I trust what rope we have to the heat levels in here.
That is a good point. Yeah.
Also, air currents are going to be very interesting
Hmm.
immediately above magma. I mean, we could try it out. Alice is like, if
Mhm.
you want to do that, if that is something that you want to do, I will do that for you.
I would gladly be a balloon. I will be yeeted at any point in time and be a balloon at any point in time.
Okay,
She pops some gum into her mouth.
so I'll take
That-
that trip. I'll piggyback Rylan while towing my clarity balloon. Let Rylan get a good look at the spot, and then bring them back so they can teleport the rest of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna walk up to
Gonna-
Clarity, cast Death Ward. At this
Well,
point,
she's-
yeah, they daily cast.
Oh,
Maybe
all right,
only
I'm-
when she's about to do something potentially incredibly dangerous without us.
Here, have my gum as I'm floating up.
I'm hanging on to the. Yeah, if I'm handed something, I'm just hanging on to it while this is going on.
Rylan, the rope is in your bag, as far as I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is something that Furseth was carrying around and remembered to be carrying around. 50 feet of hempen rope.
Yep.
Okay. Hop aboard. Hands Clarity the rope. Secures Rylan as best as possible. And yeah, there's a little bit of a drop as she needs the space to spread wings, but then she catches the updraft and whee! Clarity! I mean, you're a tiefling, so you're more or less okay, but it's still very hot. the air currents that are giving Alice updraft, you have no control about how to use them, so you're being buffeted all over the place. And we're handing a fate. Thankfully, well, given that particular role, I have a feeling that before you left, Cherie looked at the rope, doused the end of it, not tied to you, with water. Keep it from burning. And yeah, it's definitely not a particularly fun amusement park ride. It's more like being caught in a drink shaker. Very hot drink shaker. In fact, make me a con save.
Oh boy.
I wonder if she had to ceiling run at any point because of the bobbling around.
No, it's surprisingly high ceiling.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
you manage not to be too much in the way of heat stroke or heat exhaustion, but you're a little shaky. So, I mean, the levitating was fun, just perhaps not over magma. And so Alice pulls you into safety. You okay?
Yep. It was bumpy, but fine. Levitating was good.
I mean to ask this because consider that some people who have somewhat weaker constitutions than you do might decide they want a trip as well. So please be honest with me so that we don't have somebody like Darwin potentially losing their lunch.
It's very hot and it's bumpy. I mean, it's not comfortable, but it's doable.
Yeah, that you see, that's I want, because we have another way of doing this. I want to discourage anyone doing something uncomfortable for fun. I get it. The whimsy is great, and I'm proud to be part of it. I just don't want Darwin following in your footsteps, or whatever you call it when you're floating, and potentially adding vomit to the river of magma,
Hmm. Sure.
Alice hasn't even bothered to put Rylan down, so it's like, ready?
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys on the other side are gonna have to clear Alice a bit of a path, because it's easier to land into someplace narrow than it is to come out of it. But it does mean she will overshoot as she tucks wings in, and
Just making sure we're all clear.
all is clear. And Darwin, no, apparently it's bumpy and very hot and shaky. Okay, but at some point when we are in fresh air and sunshine, I will, and if Clarity will give you some of her gum, I will turn you both into kites if that's what you want. Now I'm going back there, and Rylan, I am trusting you to get this bunch of yahoos to the other side.
Mhm.
Goodness, you've made Rylan, you've outsourced the common sense to Rylan now. Well, fits.
Yeah.
And out she goes.
Okay. Everyone huddle up. She'll still beat us there, probably, but.
Yeah, she's well on her way at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
And as
Do
everybody
the
gathers,
thing.
just teleport all the way.
And to be fair, she does not beat you there, because 100 yards is 300 feet.
Oh. Fair, yeah.
That's teleport, not dimension door. Teleport's fine. But yeah, even with monk speed, action, bonus action, well, action, dash, but it's still not gonna make 6 seconds. But she's still numing pretty fast anyway.
Okay. Make sure she's got space.
Yeah, and in. Okay. Shreya, we shouldn't be far from the border now. But we're still a ways. We'll make a fresh start in the morning. Looks safe enough. I don't think anything is going to have too easy a time sneaking up on us next to Magma River.
Mm-hmm.
I say this largely because we're a little past time. So when we meet in 2 weeks' time, we will actually get to the border of Cragvere and see what we can do about figuring out where the scout group is, figuring out what's going on in Cragvere, and possibly just grabbing the first bit of living fire you can find and getting the hell out of Dodge. Because time is a factor. But see you in 2 weeks.